So apparently we get some tea that Irena don't let her husband Jamie of 26 years lick the box. And I just got one word of advice for you, Fat. If he don't lick yours, he damn sure will be licking somebody else's. Y'all ready to get into the episode? Cue the music! Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I'll drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out, look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging, we can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video. We here to discuss Love and Marriage DC. Let's get into it. We ain't got much time. So the episode opens up. They still at the table for brunch. And Winter's saying that basically Ashley is too harsh. She's too harsh and she came off very aggressive. And, you know, personally, I wouldn't come off like that to somebody I just met. You know, I typically like to get to know people first before I come off as aggressive. Girl, bye. Anyway, Ashley apologized to him. Was like, look, girl, I'm not trying to come off aggressive to you. I'm just very direct in how I am. If you came off like that, if it came off like that to you, then I apologize. That was not my intention. So she was like, Ashley gets into her confessional and says, look, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I don't even like tea. Fact, don't like it either. So I'm with you on that. So Winter basically wants to get to know her outside of the whole dynamic of everybody else. Ashley lets Winter know that she wants to get to know her outside of the dynamic of being around everybody and outside of the whole Kevin thing. And Winter's on board with this because she was just like, good, because I'm tired of hearing about Kevin. It's all over. But I'm saying to myself, girl, you brought him here. We didn't ask about him. We didn't summons Kevin. You brought him here. Be clear. Said what I said. But yeah, they're going to get together and get to know each other. And Ashley says she's glad that Winter's not a scammer. And you know, scammers, I'm just saying, unless he was really that good of a Houdini, he could hide everything from you. Girl, you had to know something was going on. Say what I said. You had to be knowing asking where the money was coming from in certain situations. Say what I said. I'm just leave that there. But the new girl, what's her name? The one with the earring on? I forgot, girl, because she's so irrelevant. She was like, we're all Monique's friends. So I think it will be best that we all get to know each other. Girl, shut up, a Skylar. You giving me a Skylar vibe. You must be cool with a Skylar. Girl, shut up. Ain't nobody ask you your opinion, girl. But they all like, yeah, I guess we need to get, you know, back to friendship or get to some level of friendship, if it makes sense. Irena brings up the fact that her and her husband both went through infidelity. And Ashley said, you know, her and her husband did as well. So then Irena says, look, I've been married for 26 years. It wasn't a perfect marriage. Like, it happens. Like, with the whole Kevin thing with her, it just is what it is. Ashley jumps in and said her and Quick built a solid family foundation, and as long as they have that, she feels like they'll be fine. Now Winter is in the doggone confessional going, and it's like, bitter Betty, stop being bad. Stop being mad. Let that girl say what she want to say. If that's how she feel, that's how she feels. She feel like a solid foundation is gonna keep her family together. Then albeit, goddamn it, let it be. Ashley lets us know that she's not going through nobody's phones. Look, girl, you look for it, you find it. Ashley said, girl, I don't go through his phone. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to find it. As you shouldn't. But she said she's not looking for nothing and she's not going through his phone. Irena, agree with her and said she's not doing that either. And, you know, in my opinion, that's a protection tactic. Because we can sense when shit ain't right. Women, we know this. We know this but beyond the benefit of the doubt. But I feel like what we do to ourselves is, in order to protect our feelings from what we already know, we just act like it doesn't exist. And I think that's what's happening with Irena and doggone Ashley. Hey, whatever gets you through the day and through the years of your marriage, girl, do it. I'm just saying, don't be acting crazy when you find out what the hell going on a whim. Winter wants to toast to them being better acquainted, as you should, and they toast for that. We move to the next scene. Ashley goes see Sean because she wants to clear out some of Quick's schedule. So apparently Quick just is all booked up. And he got so many shows, it's insane. She even lets us know that he's crashed the car a few times, like almost fatally, because he's driving home from events and all this stuff, tired, probably had a little liquor or whatever the case or whatever he do. And she's ready to go see if Sean, which is his business partner, could clear some of that stuff out. she let Sean know that Quick still think he's 20 years old. And Sean was like, you know what? I get it. He was like, and it's a catch-22 because I feel bad because I'm the one who got him working like that. Like, I introduced him to the lifestyle of working and being on his grind like that. So he's taking a little responsibility for it. But Ashley knows that the CLAA or whatever it is, the event that's happening down there in Baltimore, she knows this is a really big event for Quick because it's one in his hometown and he wants to show out. But she's trying to see how many shows does he absolutely need to do versus the ones that are just kind of frivolous. Because she was like, look, he gonna throw his parties, he gonna do his thing. I'm just trying to see what we can get rid of so that we can move on. So they goes to looking through the stuff and then Quick walks in. When Quick walk in, he feels like he's being ambushed. She was like, what's she doing here? Well, he sits down and she lets him know, look, bro, you got to get rid of some of these events and start making time for me and the kids. Like, it's not just about your events and all the stuff you got going on. Quick's whole thing is, I'm providing for my family. Like, I'm financially providing for my family, and that's the reason I do everything that I do. Her response is, I get it, but if you're not here to enjoy the fruits of the labor, i.e. you dead, what's the point? Because you keep driving 2, 3, 4 in the morning from these events. You done had the last car accident. She said they thought you was dead, boy. Go lay. Go Quick. Go lay. Please have several and go lay. But Quick don't see it like that. He feels like, you know, he's just being ambushed. And it's just like, of course he don't see it like that. Because not only does he feel like he's working to provide for his family, he's having fun doing what he's doing. And it's a blessing to have fun to work and make money off of what you love to do. But it's also exhausting. And it's also like a thing where you can actually hurt yourself from too much of it, if it makes sense. So she asked him where she and the family is in his schedule. And she wants to talk about getting a hotel because she feels like, I know it's only an hour away, but that's a long way when you've been tired of drinking. I know. Quick, get that doggone hotel. But she feels like he overworks himself into exhaustion and she's over it. He says that it won't happen again. Now she's asking him, well, how do you know it won't happen again? He don't know, girl. He don't know. He still just want to go out there and have a good time like he young. But he feels like he working for the family, and she just wants him at home at this point. And, you know, she feels like, listen, I know I'm talking to Quick and to Sean, but I know Quick gonna do whatever it is Quick want to do. You got to know that. We move to the next scene. Monique and her family still down there in Africa. They on the way to the beach. They take us on the safaris they went on. It looks really good. I think that was a much needed trip because, like Monique said, it feels like home, and we'll get more further into that. So now we move to Irena's home, and Irena's mom asked Jason to pair her watch to her phone, and he was able to voice control and da. He was doing real good at it, but as that happened, Irena comes in. And Irena tells the mama, like, I'm going to let him do this later. And she lets him know, hey, look, I know you're trying to get into this DOORS program. DOORS is a program for disability or disabled kids or who have any type of disabilities that can't really function on their own. It's just a school to get them able to, like, basically, what's the word? Acclimate to society, if it makes sense. So it gets them to be able to be independent. That's the keyest part. That's the biggest part. But she lets him know, look, I got some paperwork back. They asked me to submit some more documents. I did that, and we basically just waiting on that. So she asked him what he wanted to do, and he says basically he wants to work at Apple. So she was just like, oh, God, I didn't know that. And he goes, well, yeah, because Dad is trying to push me on this DJ stuff, but that's not what I want to do. I want to go to school. I want to be on my own. I want to do my own thing. And she's surprised to hear that. And it's just like, that's because y'all not asking what they want. Y'all are giving y'all kids what y'all want. And we'll get further into that, later. But he lets her know, look, y'all feel like y'all can't do business with me because I have a disability, meaning I can't see because I'm blind. And she said, that's not me. And he goes, well, at least I know my dad feels like that. So now Irena lets us know that her husband feels like he wants to be a DJ because Jason has been playing music his entire life. His entire life, that's all he's wanted to do. All he's done, is play music. So he feels like Jamie feels like that's what he wants to do. He's got all the equipment, he's got all the stuff, and he's actually good at it. But the thing is, Jamie, your son don't want to do that. You can't force him to do something because he's good at it. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? There's so many things I'm good at as a sex worker. If I was one, but I'm not, so I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is y'all saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, what is you saying, Jamie? But anyway, Jason wants to focus on his life stuff. And Irena was like, look, well, you need to tell your dad. And he was just like, nah, you tell him. And she was like, no, I think you should tell him. And he feels like, no, because if I tell him, he's just going to try to talk me out of it. So Irena comes up with this idea. They're going to have a dinner, invite all the kids over, because she's got an oldest daughter, Lil Jamie. Everybody going to be over, and he's going to be able to sit down and tell his dad basically what he actually wants to do. I think that's good. And you know what? I get it, because a lot of people struggle with that when they have children that are any type of disabled, mentally, physically, or whatever the case may be. We struggle with wanting to help our children and make sure that they're okay, but it kind of can be a hindrance. So if he wants to be out on his own, I get it scary, because like Irena said, he can't do certain things by himself. I mean, he could bathe, he could do this, but there's certain things he can't do. But at the end of the day, Ray Charles made it all around the world, all over America, and then and he did fine. According to the movie, he jumped on somebody who shorted him on some money. He will be fine. He's an intelligent boy. Man, I'm sorry, because he's 21. Irena, take the shackles off his feet so he could dance. Take the shackles off his feet so he can dance. Go ahead and take the shackles off, Fat. Let him go. He wants to do what he wants to do. Let him go. So we move to the next scene. Winter goes meet up with Irena. And they trying to get to, not Winter. Yeah, Winter meets up with Irena, and they trying to do a one-on-one to get to know each other. And Winter is happy because she's like, yeah, I want to get to know her one-on-one. But Irena, as soon as they sit down, asks her how she feel about Ash and all this stuff. Winter's response in the confessional, not in real life, was like, if you want to get to know me, say that. But don't bring me here to ask me about Ashley. I'm trying to get to know you. Like, that's what I'm here for. And in my mind, I'm like, well, Winter, why you ain't just tell her that? Like, why are you sitting there telling her to us in the doggone confessional? But Winter responds and say, girl, I just feel like she be coming off hella aggressive. And Irena was like, she's not aggressive. She's just direct. Like, I don't get aggressive from her. She knows what she wants. She says what she wants. And it's not as an attack thing. It's just like, it's very direct. And she feels like that those two words get real cross real fast, and it can cause confusion. And it does. Because when people don't understand the difference, they will label everything as aggressive. And that's not right. I don't feel like Ashley is aggressive. I feel like if she's going to ask the questions that everybody else is thinking and scared to ask. How's that aggressive? Make it make sense. She's just direct. I'm with Irena on that. Irena lets her know that she's tired of talking about Kevin. And she goes, yeah, girl, because I'm not ugly and I'm not old, because I'm only 40 years old. And, I could basically get another man. Like, it's not even about Kevin. And I was like, okay, yeah, but just cover up that side of your head, Fat. I don't really like that cut on you. I'm sorry. Irena brings up the fact that she's never had sex with anybody else. So this prompts Winter to say, wait a minute. Didn't you say that you and Jamie both had infidelity? And Irena explains yes, but he basically caught me texting on social media. I never was physically with anybody else. And I'm squinting my eyes at you, Irena. But either way, Winter asked how he took it, and she said, girl, he was through the floor, floored. He couldn't believe his wife could jump out and have another conversation with another man. Ain't that how they always be? But she brings up him not answering the phone one night. And when he responded or finally got back in touch with her, he was like, oh, I fell asleep in the car at the light. And she knows it's some bullshit. But she's just not even going to let it go. She's not going to trip off of it. She feels like it's partially her fault. And so Winter was like, girl, it is never your fault. Y'all are both adults. What are you saying? And she was like, I feel like it's my fault because I've been busy. And she says, my sex drive is down here and Jamie's is up there. You got to know he getting it from somewhere else. I don't care what nobody say. You got to know he getting it from somewhere else. You can sit there and tell yourself he not, but girl, whatever. So she says that, because their sex drives are at different levels, that's causing a lot of confusion. Winter offers them a doggone sex therapist and asked her would she be interested in it. And Irena was like, yeah, I definitely would, because she wants to get the spice back in her marriage. Girl, you too cute to not be giving your man no. Go ahead on, get that man something. He fine too. Go ahead on, because I know he giving it to somebody else. Say what I said. So we move to the next scene. Irena's at home preparing the dinner for the big reveal that Jason ain't trying to do no goddamn DJ. She now done making some doggone seafood. I ain't gonna lie, it looked good, but she blew me when she sprayed that doggone spray butter or oil or whatever that was in there. Irena, go sit down. Irena said, girl, look, I ain't never liked cooking. When my mom was in the kitchen cooking, I was in the back playing with Barbie dolls. Cooking was never my forte. We know. We see. But either way, her daughter comes in. This is her daughter. I think her name is Brittany. She comes in. That's the daughter from a previous marriage. And she said Jamie has taken care of this little girl basically like his own. Like he raised her. So the daughter is older. I guess she's off living somewhere else. And I'll say this, her daughter looks exactly like her. Her daughter has her entire whole face, like exactly like her. It's crazy. But her daughter comes in and they're all excited and ready to go. Everybody else come in. They sit down at the table, child. So as they sit down, Irena brings up the fact that, you know, she asks everybody how they was, and she lets them know that Jason don't want to be no DJ. That's not what he wants to do. I don't want to say too much. I'm going to let him speak to it. But basically, he ain't trying to do that. Now, Jason in the confessional feels like he really would have rather just had a conversation with his dad one-on-one. Because he already know how his dad about to be. He already know that. But he was just like, shit, we out here. Let's get into it. So, Jason lets his dad know, listen, Dad, I don't want to be a DJ. That's something you want me to do. But I don't want to be a DJ. Jamie responds and was just like, listen, I want the best for my son and my daughter. I want everybody to have the best. And I want to be able to say, I'm proud. Look at my son in Forbes, or look at my son in Hollywood, and yada, yada, yada. He's a DJ. He gets in his confessional and said, you know, having his condition and then learning how to DJ and being like real big would be something great for not only for him, but other people that have struggles like that. I get it. But everybody at the table is around there trying to convince this boy why he needs to be a DJ. And Jason is just like, y'all still trying to push this on me, and I'm literally telling y'all I don't want to do it. So now Jamie asks him, okay, so then what are you going to do? And he says, I actually want to work in some type of tech or whatever the case may be, or maybe work at Apple. Like, that's something I would like to do. Jamie ain't never heard none of this, because you don't talk to your children, you talk at your kids, Jamie. But he says, I would rather do that. So then Jamie goes, well, what about your social life? What are you going to do as far as socializing? He goes, well, I'm trying to be around girls. Lil Jamie was like, look, first of all, you need money to be around girls. I'm going to stop you when you start lying. And he was like, but secondly, being a DJ, you get to create the music, control the environment. You can get the girls like that. Jason ain't going. Jason said, I don't want to be no goddamn DJ. He don't want to turn out like DJ Envy. As you shouldn't. Listen, I wouldn't want to be a light-skinned DJ Envy neither. He said he wants to work down there in the corporate world. Let that boy go work down there at Mac. He could actually, now that could be a headline. Blind man creating doggone Apple products or software and all that stuff. Let him do that. And Irena's already working on the Doors thing. Let him pursue what it is he wants to pursue. Jamie, you can't live vicariously through your kids. You just can't. Like, let your kids make their own decisions. But this prompts the oldest daughter to say, well, my hat goes off to him, because I wish that I had this conversation with y'all, because I found that I went to school and did all this stuff because I was trying to appease y'all. I never did what I wanted to do. And there is your proof, Jamie. I get you want the best for your son, but sometimes the best for your son has to be the best for him as well. You can't say what you want for him if he don't want it for himself. Jason is over it. Jason ain't trying to do it. And look at what y'all did to the oldest daughter. Wherever she working at, she probably hated it. Because she did it, because y'all know she had to make sure y'all were proud, basically. And she kind of followed a certain footstep and kind of was guided by y'all. Let that man do what it is he want to do. Like, none of this stuff is impossible for Jason. And I am rooting for Jason. I want Jason to do extremely well. I want him to be extra independent. And I want him to have a bunch of bad bitches. Yes, say what I said. If he got to feel the wrist like Ray Charles, then do that. But I want him to have a ton of bad bitches on his cock. You know what I'm saying? Whenever the hell he ready. Let Jason live his life. Free Jason. That's the whole campaign. Free Jason. Let Jason go on about his business. So we move to the next scene, child. Before we move to the next scene, Jamie lets us know he's done. He don't want to hear about it no more. Let Jason figure it out himself. See, that's that old school mentality, Jamie. He don't have to do what you want to do. You go be a DJ. Anyway, so we move to the next scene. Quick Ash, Jamie and Irena go out on a double date, child. They're at this place called Spin down there in DC. I don't know what it's about. I ain't never seen it or heard it, but it looked nice. So they're down there, and Jamie lets him know off the rip, look, just so you know, Jason just told us he don't want to be a DJ. Quick was just like, oh, okay. And then he was just like, but I don't understand it. He's been doing music. He does so well. But Quick had to let Jamie know, bro, you can't make him do something he don't want to do. Because basically you're going to push it on him, and he's going to hate it and resent it. And he's not going to do well. So let the man breathe. If he don't want to do that, he can find something else to do. Thank you, Quick. Thank you for telling him what Jason had been telling him the whole night before at the dinner table, because he wasn't trying to hear it. But Irena brings up talking to Winter about her sex life and says that Winter offered her a sex therapist. Now, immediately, Jamie is looking like, bitch, I know you're not on this doggone TV in mixed company telling everybody I ain't putting it down. Even though it ain't my fault, it's yours. What the hell? So they get in the confessional and Irena was like, look, I already could tell out the corner of my eyes how he looking at me. Like, he really don't appreciate me telling everybody, but it was just something that I felt like I needed to say. And Jamie ain't here for it. Jamie was like, girl, you doing the most. Well, either way, quick ask them, well, is it that bad in your relationship to where y'all have to go and get a sex therapist? And Irena lets us know that, baby, we haven't been doing nothing in a long time. And I said, I know he cheating. I know it. And you probably know it too. That's why he ain't tripping. But Jamie feels like he don't need no sex therapist. That he's ready to go. He be hot and ready like a Little Caesar's pizza. It be her. He even goes on to say he be trying to lick the box. And she don't be wanting to let him. Jamie, why you don't want to let him lick the box? It makes no sense. Why wouldn't you let that fine man go ahead on downtown like SWV and lick the box? Make it make sense. Do he need the sex therapist or do you? Because you said the sex drive was up here. And it ain't nothing better than an older man who could put it down in the bedroom. Oh, Lord, you did a good job, Lord, with them type of men. You only blessed a few of them. The ones you blessed. Thank you, Lord. Oh, but anyway, he don't need the damn sex therapist, Irena. You need the sex therapist. That man be ready to go. But she feels like, no, because, you know, all he be doing is he don't even have no foreplay. He just be like, turn over. I ain't gonna lie, I would still be ready to go. But still, I get it, Irena. Jamie, you have to learn some foreplay. You can't just dive deep off in it. That's not how it works. Women need to be aroused. We not like y'all. We need to be aroused. You can't just jump off the deep end into the doggone. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta do a little bit more than that. But Jamie feels like it's some bullshit. She don't want to let me lick the box, so that's really what's really going on. But Jamie don't appreciate it. He's uncomfortable that they talking about that in front of mixed company. I get it. But now it's about to play out on TV. We about to really know why or how you gonna start to lick the box. Let's move on. So we move to the last scene. Monique and Chris is back home from the trip, child. They down there unpacking. They unpacking from the trip. They had a great time. Monique says that it was like the best experience ever. They felt like they were home and she want to go back. Chris said that basically part of him is still there. So then they have a little back and forth because she was like, you literally stole my words bar for bar. Like, I said that. And he was like, And then they pulls up the Instagram post where she did say it. And he was like, well, I just borrowed it. I didn't really, Either way, they move on. Monique checks her email and she finds out she's got the contract for the job at the radio station. So she's super excited about that. Chris is actually excited too. He was like, you know what? You deserve it. You work hard. This is what happens when you work hard. So he's all game for it. So now that prompts them to start unpacking souvenirs. And she said that they got something that's got to be shipped because it was so much that they had. And she feels like they didn't have enough time there because they're on this spiritual journey to heal themselves. They're on this spiritual healing. And she asked Chris, does he feel like he had any type of spiritual healing? And he said no. Now this pisses Monique off. She says, you always give surface answers and you want me to be so open and honest and transparent, but you only give surface answers. Monique feels like he's not doing the work. He just says whatever he needs to say during the moment, but he's not doing the work. Chris feels like he is doing the work. He just feels like everybody's journey is different. I'm not going to be at your speed and at your pace, Monique. You're here. I may not be there yet, but I'm still working at my own pace, just not at yours. This prompts them to get into it, child. And she feels like she lets Chris know that his words don't match his actions. And she basically don't want to talk about it no more. So then Chris started to ask her something else off subject about her mama. And Monique gives him the silent treatment. And he was like, so you don't want to talk? And she was like, no, I'm good. So then Chris said, well, shit, y'all can cut the scene then. That's it. Early scene. So Monique was just like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to talk about it no more because you just don't want to do the work. Chris goes off, talk to one of the producers on the side and was just like, look, man, if she don't want to have the scene, then there's nothing I can do. Like, I'm not about to run behind her to talk to her about, because she getting all mad behind something that's nothing. Monique is on the other side saying she's tired and through. Divorce court coming soon, child. That's just, unless this is fake, if this is real, divorce court will be coming soon. And this is to be continued, I guess, to the next scene, because they had to cut production and everything, because Monique said she was done. Monique, you got contract obligations, fat. You gonna get back on the camera. Say what I said. Because Carlos King don't play by this coin. Anyway, that was the end of the episode. It was alright. Irina, let that man lick the box. And you know, Jamie, don't just turn her over. At least whisper in her ear, lick her back or something. And leave Lil Jason alone. Let Lil Jason be the tech genius that he is and will be. Okay? Drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you hoes later. Bye.